Welcome back to the Dummy Kruger channel, everyone. Today we head back down south to the great state of Georgia, where we check in on a First Amendment auditor looking for tyranny at the landfill. This particular, quote, audit is a little interesting in the fact the land where the landfill is located is owned by Troup County, Georgia. However, this land has been contracted out to be operated and maintained by a private company that has full control of the daily operations. Now, as an investigative journalist, Georgia Transparency here is under the impression he has uncovered some sort of massive fraud taking place between the county and this private company. We will also get to witness one of the funniest lines I've heard yet from an employee when dealing with these auditors. Let's watch as our auditor gets owned, trespassed, and finally followed up by me correcting all the misinformation being spread on his channel.
Who owns the landfill? Is it the county or a third party, as we have had some issues trying to find out this information? As all records we could find point back that the property is still owned by Troup County. However, the Troup County Sheriff's Office could not figure out if the property is owned, sold, or been leased out.
He's correct here. It was a confusing situation. The officers had a tough time in the moment figuring out exactly what the situation was in regards to the property, which is understandable as the property was just contracted out to a private company only a few months prior.
We tried to get this information and did not successfully get a result on this. After speaking with Troup County Manager Eric Mosley, he as well could not provide any details. Let's have a look at how the employees representing Troup County reacted to this visit.
Just nonsense. The employees at the landfill are not Troup County employees and don't represent Troup County in any way.
Pretty good. Just checking out the landfill and see if I can get some information about how we bring stuff out here and what the price.
This?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why?
Oh, I'm an investigative journalist, just getting content for a story, and I'm out here visiting the landfill.
Okay.
What's your name, ma'am?
I'm Carol.
Okay, and your position here?
I'm just substituting.
Oh, okay, okay.
What's your name?
Oh, my name's Russ.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. And your name?
I'm Jennifer Ulmer.
Jennifer, and your position here?
I'm new.
New. Okay. Okay. Is this a public area?
No.
It's private.
We are Amwaste running it for Troup County.
Oh. So
Yes.
it's public then?
Not really.
According to the tax assessor's office of Troup County, this property is considered public property. This confirms this information with the signage that has been displayed on this property.
An article from the LaGrange Daily News reads, "A resolution regarding maintenance by the Troup County Board of Commissioners is expected to save the county thousands of dollars. The commission passed a resolution, dubbed the Landfill Operation Agreement, that allowed the county to partner with Troup County Waste Complex, which will now be responsible for the maintenance of the Mountainville Construction and Demolition Landfill located at 174 Palmer Road. County Engineer James Henry described the agreement as a substantial financial benefit to the county and said it involves personal property Troup County otherwise has no use for."
I'm not understanding how a property can be private for the most part. One would think that it would be either public or private. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. The Landfill Operations Agreement states, this landfill operation agreement is entered as the 30th day of November 2021 is between Troup County, the county, and the entity created under the laws of the state of Georgia, and the entity having legal jurisdiction over the ownership and management of the Troup County SR 109 Mountainville Construction and Demolition Landfill and Troup County Waste Complex LLC, a limited liability corporation organized under the laws of the state of Georgia and authorized and licensed to do business in the state of Georgia.
Okay, this is a standard agreement between a county and a private organization. Continuing down this page, it reads, "Whereas the county desires that the landfill be operated by a private professional entity with expertise in the management of landfills, and the contractor has such expertise and is willing to manage, maintain, and operate the landfill for the county pursuant to the terms and conditions of this agreement." Your answer is literally right here for you, Georgia Transparency. You actually provided it. This company now operates, maintains, and manages the landfill for profit under this one-year contract. Therefore, they have the right to manage who comes on the property and trespass people off the property as they see fit.
The resolution that was, however, voted on looks to be something different. Landfill voted resolution reads, whereas the county does not believe it is in the best interest of the county and its citizens to sell, lease, or grant any real property interest in the landfill, but is determined that would be in the best interest of the county and its citizens for the county to contract a specialized professional sanitary engineer services for the operation and management of the landfill. So therefore, the property, the land, is still owned by the Troup County government, by us, by the people, for paying taxes on the land. That's my understanding of this.
He says the resolution appears to be something different. What is he seeing different? The county didn't sell the property. They didn't lease the property. They entered an agreement to turn over control of how the land is used with this private company. More from the LaGrange Daily News. Ultimately, the commissioners decided to contract for specialized professional sanitary engineering services for the operation and management of the landfill. With the agreement, there will be a host fee and royalty paid by the contractors to the county for each ton of waste that comes in, because they are a for-profit company.
No, it's either private or public.
Well,
It can't be the most.
You wandering up there. Okay, there are restrictions about going up there. If you're not gonna dump or anything, you can't go up there. You can't just wander around the landfill for safety purposes.
Oh, but I can wander around out here?
No. There's too much stuff you can. You got on flip flops. There's all kinds of construction demolition material that come in here. Nails are bouncing out. Pieces of wood are bouncing out.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. I'm grown, ma'am. I know. I know. I'm going to walk around the public area.
Okay, it's the road.
Out here and, just wherever the public can, I guess, walk, take pictures and some film and stuff. Is that okay?
The only place the public walks is to the door or up the walkway over here and back to their vehicle. There's no walking around.
Oh, so I'm not allowed to walk around the public property out here?
Oh my God. I've covered Georgia transparency before and offered this advice when watching his videos. Now, before we get into this video, I need everyone watching to do me a favor. Please grab your nearest pillow, hold it up to your face, and scream as loud as you can. This can be a very good way to reduce your stress levels, as well as being quite a cathartic exercise. I ask this of you because if you don't, there's a strong likelihood that you may decide to pull your hair out instead throughout this video.
Safety purposes.
Oh, then you need to put signs up. You got to put signs up, ma'am, if it's...
Are you Glenn Serio?
Who's that?
And poof, just like that, a legend was born. Carol of the Troup County Waste Complex, LLC, first of her name, part-time substitute employee, owner of Frauditors, and probably mother of dragons, we humbly bend the knee to you, our queen.
But ma'am, I'm being respectful with you.
No.
Why are you being rude?
Sarcasm and superiority. I really don't appreciate it, and I would really like you to go.
Well, if this is a public property, ma'am, you can't make me leave.
You can be trespassed.
Not for public property.
Yes, you can.
Not without committing a crime.
False.
Okay, let me just go ahead and call 911.
So we're going to call the police?
Yes.
Ma'am, it's public. I don't understand. And then you want to waste the taxpayers' dollars.
Oh, the projection is strong with this one. Where is my pillow?
I don't have to be quiet, ma'am.
This is not taxpayers' dollars. We're handling this.
I don't care what you're handling. This is public property, ma'am. This is a Troup County landfill.
Troup County Landfill, LLC.
So-
Amway has control of it.
Okay, but it's Troup County. I'm going to go take some pictures then and wait for the police.
Don't walk anywhere on this property with flip-flops on. You're going to pick up a nail, you're going to pick up a piece of wood, and then you're going to try and sue us.
I'm not trying to sue nobody, ma'am. I'm trying to get some information.
He simply doesn't understand or refuse to understand that this company now has the liability for everyone that comes on this property. And boy, did Queen Carol nail him again when she brings up the part about getting sued. Georgia Transparency, a former county jailer in Georgia, tried to sue the Coweta County Sheriff's Department in 2019, but was ultimately dismissed in March of this year. Coincidentally, only 2 weeks before he put out his first frauditing video. It sounds to me like someone sure has an axe to grind.
Sir, I don't know who you are, but if you can't talk to us, you can get out of that office and leave the property, or I'll have the law come out there and remove you.
I have law on the way. I'm going to have them trespassed.
Yep.
Hey,
Good, sir. Your name and badge number?
Deputy Bagley, I'm 3A.
Am I being trespassed?
You will be, yes, sir.
From a public area?
This is a privately run facility.
Wasn't the resolution that was voted on is that it's not in the best interest in the landfill and best interest for the county and its citizens to sell, lease, or grant any real property interest in the landfill? This seems to be self-contradicting to what this marshal is saying here. Sir, I haven't gone behind the fence. I just want to establish, is this public?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think this is actually run by a private company.
But is it public property?
It does not matter any longer. They've agreed to turn over the management and operations to this private company. He eventually does get trespassed from the property after arguing with the officers for a bit. And again, the officers weren't completely understanding of the ins and outs of the contract this company had with the county, which took place only months prior, so I don't fault them for not knowing all the answers right on the spot as Georgia transparency demands.
So according to what the commission vote on to not sell, lease, or grant real property to any third-party entity, so it appears that the criminal trespass warning is not valid and that it is open to the public since nobody can lease the land, as that's how it was voted on at the commissioners' meeting.
And once again, it wasn't leased as the officer originally thought. But Georgia Transparency has now had months to look over these contracts and is still running with his narrative from the same resolution that he didn't read entirely. Whereas the county does not believe it is in the best interest of the county and its citizens to sell, lease, or grant any real property interest in the landfill, but has determined that it would be in the best interest of the county and its citizens for the county to contract for specialized professional sanitary engineering services for the operation and management of the landfill.
I spoke with Troup County Manager Eric Mosley a few times regarding this issue. He informed me that he would look into it and get back with me. I've yet to hear from Mr. Eric Mosley or any other member of Troup County regarding this issue about the Troup County landfill.
You have all the documents, Russ. They cannot make you understand something that you are unwilling to understand. The last part gets really good and we can finally hammer this nonsense home.
Here's something that grabbed my attention. If the landfill is indeed fully operated and or leased to a third party, then why is funds assigned to this in the fiscal year 2023 proposed budget? What is this increase of $10,000 labeled as landfill tipping fee?
Now that's a good question, Russell, and one I was trying to answer for you, but I was unfortunately ignored. So 2 days ago, I wrote on his comment section, what was the budget for 2020 and 2021? You may get your answer. Followed up a day later, shall I take a look? And then followed up by another day after that, fine, I'll take a look. And then ending with, oh, Russ. I was honestly trying to lend him a hand here. The questions that he had, at least from my perspective, seemed like they were easily answerable, and it turns out they were. I went back to the fiscal years dating back to 2019, which I have linked below in the description. We don't see a $10,000 tipping fee on these budgets. Why, you ask? Well, because they were the ones operating the landfill at the time, and they can't pay themselves. Governments tend to have a lot of waste and trash they need disposing of, and now that the county doesn't run it, they have to pay to get rid of this trash to this private company.
Also, why is the Waste Management Fund including over $1.7 million of taxpayer money if the landfill is supposedly leased out against the commissioner's vote?
It's not leased. You just cannot comprehend certain things.
What portions of these $1.7 million is going to the landfill as it's labeled in the fiscal year 2023 proposed budget?
He believes he had a mic drop moment here, which I find adorable. Again, to answer your question, we need to go back in time, Russell. Again, these are all linked in the description below, so feel free to check these out if you'd like. But for fiscal year 21, the Waste Management Fund is $2,441,682. In fiscal year 22, the Waste Management Fund was $2,460,519. And finally, fiscal year 23, the one that you showed, the Waste Management Fund, is $1,792,701. So why the approximately $600,000 drop in the budget for the landfill in fiscal year 23? Because they no longer operate and maintain it, saving taxpayer money. From the previous article, The county has been subsidizing the operation year after year, and it has not been an overall revenue source for the county. It's been an overall cost to the county at over $400,000 a year. So now, instead of operating at a loss year over year, the county is collecting a host fee and royalty fees, saving money for the taxpayer Georgia Transparency is allegedly fighting for. This all took me about 15 minutes to untangle, and I'm not even an independent journalist gathering content for a story. And in the meantime, his subscribers believe he has uncovered some massive conspiracy because the county apparently committed the 8th deadliest sin of saving the taxpayer money. Douglas Fox writes, "They always lie about their involvement in all their illegal activities. There are no illegal activities here, folks." Another commenter wrote, "Corruption is what it is." And Paul writes, "So where's the money going? This all smells to high heaven. Kickbacks, fraud, public money being siphoned off to private individuals. What is it they say in these cases? Follow the money?" Well, you know what? I did follow the money, and it seems to all pan out. Now, your investigative journalist didn't follow the money. That's the issue. And finally, I want to end on this message directly aimed at Georgia Transparency. Last month, you wrote the following on your community page. "After reviewing the YouTube terms and conditions, I believe that auditing channels may file privacy complaints on frauditing channels because our private information, image, is posted on the frauditing channels." He continues, "Since the only content frauditing channels put up is content from another auditing channel, for example, the Dummy Kruger channel could be violating my privacy by showing my image on that channel." Look, Russell, I don't blame you for wanting to silence me, but as long as you keep putting out bullshit misinformation and treating people the way you do, I'm going to be right behind you knocking that bullshit out of the park. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.